write about it, and he could change a lot of people's lives. I think he's the guy that could do it. You know.
Can you tell me about the change?
This is a graffiti piece, you know, inspired from Tim because I knew nothing about graffiti. So yeah, so you know, that's a little groove. Actually, by a woman graffiti artist, hooked that up. So you know, there was a whole line of things that he's kind of exposed to me. You know, I came out of Jersey. He talked a lot of heat about New York. I was talking about Jersey, you know, and just going back and forth. He started digging the beach. He came down to see me. I came up to New York, started living in Manhattan, and he was a large part of. I was almost his partner in composition. You know, he came to me, said, "Hey, I'm building." I'm like, "You're building? You can't even hold a hammer." You know, what are you talking about building? And he told me this dream he wanted to do, and he was talking about sets and building walls, and I was like, I'm in. I had money at the time. I'm like, hey, here's $1,000. He's like, I don't want the money yet. And then when he hooked up with Chris, he said, Pat, you know, I met a guy, he's a carpenter, he really wants to do what I'm doing. You know, are you cool with, you know, I'll still get you involved if you want. And I was like, no, you guys should do it together. You know, he's that kind of guy. He was very political, very you know, motivated by good things and doing things properly. So, you know, just to have had that opportunity to know that, you know, he wanted me into something that he was doing was cool. So, you know, and, you know, also, you know, thumbs up to Katie and Francie and his parents and his bro and all that kind of stuff and you know, everybody, Rakis and everybody, Chris, my man, doing things up, you know.
Yeah, man.
This guy especially, this dude just coming through, working hard. I remember like the whole thing coming down and like Chris just, you know, bearing down and making things happen. I gotta give it to you, bro. You know?
We got a lot of support all around us. I just do what I do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All influences, you know, brought in from, you know, the partnership. I just had a lot of help understanding what it was that we needed, you know, how we go about it, and you know, the left and the right hand beating each other up constantly, and
Right.
I just keep that, you know, and I keep that influence in my decisions and everything that everything we do.
Always even keel, like, you know, we'll work it out. We'll just do it, you know, we'll make it happen, whatever. And that's awesome, man. You know, Tim definitely needs someone by his side that's gonna make things happen, you know. Last second, make a sign. Chris is gonna make the sign, you know. So,
We needed a sign, man.
absolutely, I love that sign. I like to hang it in my joint. I mean, I don't know,
I'm
man.
hanging it in my joint. We'll use it next time
I don't know, man.
for the next show. I'll hang
Absolutely.
it up again. All right, brother.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
out of here.
Excellent. Thanks, Tim, Katie, everybody else.